we're going to do our best here. I want to hear what showed up for you yesterday. So we talked yesterday about what we call the quantum leap factor. So we're going to do our best here. All right, there we go. So quantum leap factor is when we integrate the masculine and feminine energy, the being and the doing, right? And so a lot of times, I would say a lot of the clients we serve in the community have been really far in masculine for a long time. And when they learn how to integrate the feminine, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm quantum leaping. I'm making more money. I'm achieving bigger goals and it feels easier. They're like, holy crap, this is incredible. And then also sometimes it's like you're way more in the feminine and you're like, I'm feeling it. I'm doing the inner work. I'm doing the spiritual work, but without that structure. And I saw some of that too yesterday in what you all shared. So share in the chat, what showed up for you with that while you were doing that. I was reading everyone's homework. I saw some really good awarenesses around both tapping into feminine and masculine. While you all are typing that in, Kelsey, I haven't read your reply yet to your text, but are you cool with sharing your win that just came in? So Kelsey sent me a really fun text right before this, and we connected on, so she's in our 10K club. She's going to be a certified consultant with us. She's phenomenal, but we talked about just this like calling for her to be on bigger stages and more visible. And so you sent me a fun text right before this. So you want to come off mute and share?
Oh my gosh, yes, I am happy to share this because I started working with Elise back in May. So May, June, July, August. Yeah, it's like barely been 4 months, and the transformation has been pretty astounding because I shifted the way I was thinking and how I was kind of being. And one of the things that came up, as Elise, you were just saying, was I've always had this vision of like being more visible and on stages, right? And so we started like playing with this manifestation of this and like being that person. And I just actually got off a call where I was on an all hands meeting with my company. 230 people were there, and I had an opportunity to speak. I was reached out like 5 days ago, like, hey, do you want to speak on our all company's all hands? And I was like, yes, universe, it's here. Like, I love this. It's been just like one little baby step after the next. And just to see it like come into fruition so quickly, it just gives me chills. And here's the thing, right? Before I started doing this work, Elise, I was so focused on like, I just have to get the results of the sales, or I have to just hit quota and then I will have an opportunity. But when I released that piece of it and was like, no, actually the soul aligned piece is that I just want to be out and open. And I stepped into her, then the results just started to flow. It was more of the how, and I released that how piece to it. So anyway, chill moment. I had to text you about it because I was like, wow, look at this one come through. It's just so beautiful. So thanks for giving me an opportunity to share the win.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I read that right before this. And I was like, we have to share that to start off in this energy. And that's the power too of accepting a new identity, which is, mainly what we talked about on Monday, but it's the foundation of all of this work. So whatever your quantum leap is, there is a version of you who does that. There is a self-concept to that. And I'm just going to give examples, right? The entrepreneur who leads an 8-figure organization, that's a different self-concept. That's a different leadership identity. That's a different ability to hold and flow energy than the entrepreneur who's running a 6-figure business. Nothing wrong or right either way. But again, it's a different self-concept. Or, the sales leader who wants to become VP in the company or ascend up the ranks. Like, it's a different self-concept. And so because your results will never supersede your identity, Kelsey, I know for you, when we talked about you stepping onto stages and being more visible, you accepted that identity like that. Doesn't mean there were like limiting beliefs or things that you got to work through, but you accepted that identity and the stages started coming in. And it really is so foundational. So today we're going to talk more about action, a little bit more strategy, but what we want to do is layer that action and that strategic piece on top of a self-concept of someone who is worthy, abundant, leading, successful in their space, whatever that looks like for you, because that's how we quantum leap. So one of my colleagues, and I shared a stage with her last year, is a woman named Sherry Tree, very cool woman. She has a quote. She says, mindset plus skill set equals jet set. And so that's, I mean, it is true, right? It is true. We have to have both. Let me see what is here in the chat. This is so, you're just getting a lot of love. Hold on, I gotta flow through this. Okay, Laura is saying, I learned about masculine and feminine from you earlier this year, consciously working on integrating the two. Good. So cool to notice and gain the awareness. Oh, I love that. Good, good. Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Like once we get into this material and we just get an awareness of it, you'll look back and sometimes it's like a week, a couple weeks, a couple months, and you just realize how much you've transformed. And I've seen that in you too. And I've seen the growth, and it's really, really beautiful. Yulia, I had a great call today, felt so relaxed. 15 minutes after the call, they emailed me and I closed the deal. People make a lot more money during these events, which is really, really fun. Why do you think that is? Why is it that people make more money and close more deals in this space? It's a different energy. It's a different level, right? So today we're going to talk more about our programs, what's available for those of you who want to go deeper. And I want you to think about what would that be like to be in this space all the time, right? What would that be like to have this level of energy and support all the time? I love, 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 Yulia, that happened. That's beautiful. There's so much in the chat. I'm not going to have time to read all of this. Hannah, I had a sales call right before for a $6,000 package. Yes. Look at you. Look at you. I love it. This happens all the time on these events and in the community. So powerful, y'all. I love this. I love this. Okay, let's dive in because we have a lot to cover today. Angela on my team, if you can just watch for when Kat is in and make her co-host, that would be phenomenal. And I'm going to dive into all of it. So again, today we're going to talk a little bit more about the fourth M of quantum sales growth, which is method. So to me, this is about what are the things that you're doing. Now, one thing I will say with this is that I do not believe there is only one strategy that works in every industry. I believe there are multiple strategies that can work. I believe it is your self-concept, your identity, and then your alignment with the strategy. Okay. So I have coached and personally been in probably every industry you can imagine, B2B, B2C. I've sold door to door. Y'all, like back in my day, I sold door to door. Who in here has sold door to door? Because if you want to like get some street cred, and Shannon, did you raise your hand? Like it's no joke. So I've done it all and gone on to do many more things. And I've also been in and coached like very technical sales and enterprise sales. But anyway, all of that to say, I think if anyone is out there saying, do this one strategy, put this one funnel into place and you're going to win. It's not true. Because again, like we talked about earlier this week, two people within the same company, the same organization, using the same script, the same approach and strategy. Why is it that one is making $1 million a year while one is on a performance plan? It's different self-concept. It's everything we talked about earlier. But I do want to point you to, okay, how do I determine what actions to be taking every day? We talked about that some yesterday, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that. And then we'll talk about action. I'll share more about our programs that are open for enrollment right now. We've got some special enrollment bonuses for those of you this week who want to go deeper in this work, and happy to answer questions on that as well. And then tomorrow is going to be open coaching, Q&A. We'll also do our bonus drawing winner for the person who's going to get the private coaching call. So lots of good stuff. Does that sound good? Are we excited? Are we ready to roll? Okay. I love seeing your smiling faces. This is so good. Jody, you did door to door as well. Yeah. Okay. I'm not alone in this. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like, I used to wait tables. It's like, it's good. You learn good people skills. You learn to be bold. You learn to be brave. And I'm like, never going to do it again, but I learned some stuff. So that's good. Kelsey, you're saying I used to think it was just luck. Now I realize it's something I can control and call in. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So when you learn how to layer the strategy on top of the foundation of what we talked about this week, which is mind over matter. So your self-concept, your belief system, your identity, then money and wealth consciousness. So attuning to what's the level that I would love to be receiving every month financially, or maybe every week financially, every day financially, right? Whatever it is. And then learning how to integrate the masculine and the feminine, which is the being and the doing. And then you take action from that place. That is the quantum leap formula. That is the factor. That's how you do it. So Abraham Hicks has this great analogy. Hold on, I got to let's see here. I was going to see if I could make someone co-host. Okay, Kat, I'm going to make you co-host real quick. There we go. Awesome. Okay, good. We're in. So Abraham Hicks has this great analogy. Some of you may know it, where they talk about the way a lot of people take action is like running your vacuum cleaner all over the carpet in the living room, but it's not plugged in. Who here has heard that before? Like, I remember when I heard that, I was like, yep, that's spot on. So what does that look like in real life? That looks like I'm taking all the action. I'm doing all the things. I'm really working hard. I'm running the vacuum cleaner, but I'm disconnected from my vision. I feel self-doubt. I'm in worry. I'm in fear. I don't feel like I deserve what I want. You might as well be running the vacuum cleaner all over the living room, not plugged in. All right. Now, when it's plugged in and it's turbocharged and you run that vacuum cleaner, you still got to run the vacuum cleaner to clean up the mess, but like you could get some good results, right? So that's kind of what we're talking about here. And that's the energy of this as well. So I always loved that analogy. But one thing that I want to go deeper in that we talked about yesterday is when you're looking at, all right, what is it? What are the actions that I'm taking in my business or in my sales every day? Really looking at, where do you want to be? So what's the end goal for you? What's the result that you're looking for? And then from there, reverse engineering and having anywhere from probably 3 to 6 core things that you do every day to move the needle. But again, the key is from the end. So there's a concept that's very powerful that we talk about in the community. And I think we spoke about it a little bit maybe yesterday, of decision making from the end and action from the end. So it is one thing to think of your goal and say, all right, my goal. So whatever your goal is right now, I want you to just kind of keep it in your mind, right? So connect with it. What's the goal? What's the business number? What's the client number you're looking to accomplish? So right now you're thinking of it. It's a totally different thing to think from it. What does that mean to think from it? You actually go there in your mind right now. You have the ability to do that. You do. So for example, Kelsey, we were talking about stages earlier for you, right? So the way I would think about it is, let's say you want to do X number of stages, or you want to speak in front of like this type of audience or this type of group. So right, if you think of it, you're going to see it kind of distant. It's going to feel far off. But if you're thinking from it, you're on the stage in your mind. And you're saying, now that I'm here, how did this happen? So it's a completely different energetic. And Bob Proctor always said this. He said, if you can see it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. So whatever it is that you can see in your head, that you can visualize, it means you have the ability to do it. It means you have the capacity to live it out in your life. You are a creator, and we're always creating twice, right? Those of you who are in my programs, you know this. We create first in our mind and second in our physical world. So everything's always created twice. Your physical world is just a reflection of what you've been thinking about, what you've been focusing on. So if you want to change the physical, don't try to control circumstances. I was texting with my mastermind about this morning. Don't focus on trying to control circumstances outside of you. Focus on, who do I need to be? Who do I get to expand into? What thoughts would I be thinking if everything was how I would love it? And then the outer will shift to mirror that. So when we think from the end, we go to the place where I'm on the stage, I'm here, or we go to the place where I just earned President's Club, Or we go to the place where I just earned my first million in my business, and you see it in vivid detail. You can do it. You have the capacity to do this. You have the faculties to do this. We did it yesterday in the visioning session, right? You saw it. So that is as real in your mind. Your mind can't distinguish the difference between something that you see in your imagination and that's actually happening in the 3D world. All right. So then when it comes to how are we taking action towards that, you go there, you connect with it, you feel it energetically. So that's feminine energy. And this is why a lot of people say, oh, affirmations don't work for me or visualization doesn't work for me. A lot of times they didn't emotionalize it. And the subconscious, it can't get through the analytical mind if there's not an emotion tied to it. So especially too, when we're working with men, like this is a big thing, is learning how to tap into emotion and learning how to feel things differently, because this is actually a really strategic reprogramming tool that you can use for your mind. So if you're not emotionalizing it, it's never making it past your analytical brain. You're not reprogramming yourself. So you emotionalize it. And then from there, you say, all right, now that I'm here, what is it that I did to get there? Right? What are the steps? What are the actions? What is it that someone who's here at this level is doing on a regular basis? Is this making sense? So let's say that you want to expand your visibility, right? So maybe that person is, I don't know, guesting on 1 to 2 podcasts a week. All right. So what would I be doing if I was guesting on 1 to 2 podcasts a week? I'd have a great pitch deck. Either I would be doing it or I'd have someone on my team doing it for me. I would be a confident speaker, right? I would know that what I have to say is worthwhile. If you want to speak on a stage of 20,000, but you're not willing to get on some podcasts and show up now, right? And speak on whatever stages you can get in front of, you're not a match for it yet. If you don't believe what you have to say is worthwhile, you're not a match for it yet. That's okay, but that's the work. So is this making sense? So I shared this with you all yesterday when we talked more about masculine. I don't do hustle. I used to say I'm overwhelmed all the time. Like that was my favorite word. I stopped using that word years ago. I'm not up for it. I don't do overwhelm. Got a lot more going on in my life right now than I did back then. I'm not overwhelmed. One of the little things that I tell my clients to say is I'm in demand. So if you feel like you've got a full season going on, like we're in a full season right now, but pretty much every week now through late October, we got something pretty good going on. I told my team, I was like, all right, this is when we're birthing the baby. Like this is the push season. Here we go. And it's great and it's beautiful, but I'm not overwhelmed because it doesn't exist in my consciousness. It's moment by moment, step by step. And when you do that, if you want to receive more, so who in here wants to receive more, more money, more clients, you have to expand your capacity for the amount of energy that you can hold. This is really important. So you have to become the person who can hold that amount of energy. Money is just energy. It's a different amount at 1 million versus 100K versus 10 million, right? So you have to become the person who can do that. But you don't have to do it in a state of overwhelm or burnout or depletion. And in fact, I would say, don't do that at all. Like, that's not going to serve you. That's not going to serve anyone. When we learn and integrate those first 3 we talked about this week, mind over matter, money, masculine, and feminine, and we really learn how to embody being the version of us who is a match for it, the action feels so different. The vacuum cleaner's plugged in. Okay. Let me stop and check the comments here. Kelsey, removing struggle from my vernacular too. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. When members of our program say, I'm struggling with this, I'm like, ooh, we don't say that word in this community. Not that we can't have a human experience. We feel our feelings. We don't spiritual bypass, but the language you give to things is important, right? So you can say, I'm struggling with this, or you can say, I know there's an opportunity here. You know, that's how I have conversations with my inner circle. If there's something going on where I'm like, ooh, this doesn't feel great, I'll say, like, I'm having a human experience of this right now. I need you to help me up level my thinking. I need you to help me see this differently, right? Help me ascend my consciousness because I know there's something I'm not seeing right because I'm having an unpleasant experience with this here. So, good, good, good. Riggs is saying yes. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Um, so does anyone have questions on that piece? So again, with method, when we're working with clients, everyone is in different industries. We've got a lot of entrepreneurs, we got a lot of sales professionals, sales leaders. So again, I'm not going to tell you there's like one set method to go accomplish your goals. I've got a lot of background. I love working with clients on the strategy and on the method. But to me, it's so custom for each person. But it is about going to the end, saying, what are the 3 to 6 things I'm doing daily from this place? And those are going to be things that actually move the needle in your business. So revenue generating, things to grow your visibility, your brand, conversations with people, right? Like we do those, but the energy that you do them in matters. All right. The energy you do them in matters. So connecting first with the feeling of it already being done. um, I looked at my goal card this morning and I was like, I am this woman. And so every action that I take today is from being that woman. Is it my physical 3D reality yet? No, but I know it will be. And so I'm showing up as her every day. And then I'm taking bigger, bolder action every day. I find that the more I accept a higher level identity, opportunities come up that are bigger and bigger to invest, to be on stages, to show up, to do things that might challenge the old version of me, or the old version of me might be like, ooh, that feels super uncomfortable. It's all good. It's all good. It's just expansion. Yeah. Okay. Amy, I did a video of myself as if I was speaking at an event. I love that. I love that. I love that. And I'll tell clients to do that too. Like if you want to accept an award or you want to let's say you want to accept an award, like record a video of yourself accepting the award. Do it. Like have the acceptance speech. Go ahead and do it. Embody it now, right? Be that person. It's kind of like when Kat was sharing her story yesterday and it's like she's in the lake house now. Will she probably ultimately own her own lake house sooner than later? Yeah, probably. She's in a lake house right now. That's a dream lake house. It's the next step. It's what's the next step. So, all right. I love this. I love this. If you have questions on any of this, pop it in the chat. Again, tomorrow, we'll have time for open coaching for Q&A. That's the whole call, aside from the bonus drawing. So I know there was some really good questions in the Facebook group too that I saw coming up throughout the week about money and different things. So tomorrow will be a great time for that. So be sure to come live. You can also, bring questions to your success advisor as well. But tomorrow, like I'm here, I want to coach you, I want to pour into you and answer your questions. What I want to do today for probably the rest of the call is share more about our programs, what we've got going on, and how you can go deeper into this community and working with us. Does that sound good? Excited? Okay, awesome. Shanna, is there a place to go back and watch the days we missed this week? Yes. Team, can you please make sure that everyone has links to this week? It should all be on YouTube at this point, but there's also a daily replay email that comes out. But I think you registered yesterday, right? So you wouldn't have gotten the original. So team, if you can just be sure to send Shanna the day 1 and 2 replays, please, that would be awesome. Cause yeah, it was good. We've been covering a lot. So I'll share more about what we've got available right now. If you have questions on the programs, now is also a really good time, and I'm happy to answer those. And then again, you can connect with your success advisor as well for a conversation, just to really share about, here's my vision, here's my goals, and they'll help customize a plan for you to help you get there. So I think, when I think about our programs and our community, and who in here is an existing community member, by the way, like raise your hand, or like, we love you all. So, I mean, I love all of you. I love all of you. And to have the opportunity to pour into the members of our programs, our 10K club, 50K club, private clients, it is such an honor because you get to go so much deeper than you do in this 1 week experience or in a couple hour call, and to really witness the personal transformation and evolution. Oh my gosh, I love you all. I love seeing just the comments in the chat, because it is truly an honor. And it's my life's work. It's our team's work to pour into you and to help you in your ascension. And so, what I want to say is, whatever vision showed up for you yesterday as we were doing that visualization, that is 100% available to you. And it would not have shown up if you didn't have the capacity to do it. And so, what I care about in my life, and when things really changed, and when I went from having been stuck for over a decade, just like spinning my wheels again, life was good, but I just felt like there had to be something so much better. I was tired of worrying about money. I was tired of playing small. I was tired of seeing other people live the life that I wanted, that I knew was possible for me and that I was destined for. I had to make a decision. And I had to make a decision that I was done playing small. I had to make a decision that I was worthy of what I wanted. And that's a big thing, feeling worthy of what you wanted. Joe Dispenza says this: the universe will only give you what you feel worthy to receive. So it was in that moment of deciding that I was done playing small and investing in myself in a way that felt extremely uncomfortable at the time in coaching that I evolved and I transformed and I got unstuck. And now I did the work. So I'm not saying like I don't believe in going into a coaching program and expecting your coach to hand you everything on a platter. Like that's not how it works. You've got to evolve. You've got to transform. Like I was willing to put in the work. Cindy, who shared her testimonial on Monday, she was put in the work. Kat has put in the work. Laura has put in the work. But it's not the hustle grind work. So much of it is the inner transformation and actually allowing yourself to finally envision and say yes to what you want, releasing limiting beliefs, right? Being willing to have someone help you see a higher version of yourself that's already there that you just may not be aware of. And to me, I think that's so the power of coaching, and why I always invest in myself is to have someone or a community of people who can hold the higher vision with you of what you intend to experience, of what you are calling in. It is so powerful. And I know that for some of you, maybe many of you, you may not have a circle like that right now. Maybe you do. If you do, that's beautiful. But there is so much power in having a circle of people around you who are all ascending, who are all quantum leaping, who are all winning, who are there when you're going through something challenging to help you reframe, to help you see the opportunity, to help you see the growth, to help you see the ascension. And then it just, I think the other part of the power that I've seen in this community is women doing things like, Kelsey, you spoke on the last, I think one of the last free events we did about like your first 350K month, like how inspiring and how beautiful, and see other members of the community say, oh, that's possible for her. That's possible for me. Right. And that's just one example. We have so many examples out there. So if you would like to go deeper in your journey with us, we would love to have you. And we've got we also have private coaching. So I can maybe speak to that briefly if anyone's interested. Excuse me. But what I want to talk about today is our 2 group programs, which are really, really beautiful. So I started losing my voice this morning. My toddler coughed in my mouth. So just like bear with me while I love my kids. I love my kids, but they're like, I am sick. Here you go. So just bear with me because I may need to drink more water than normal. So our signature group program is the 10K Club. This community, who in here is a 10K clubber? Because I see a lot of you in here. This community is so beautiful. And one thing I will say, when I started this company and these programs a little over 3 years ago, 10K Club started off really to help women hit their first 10K month and then go beyond. What I have seen, and kind of the way I think about it now, because we have women coming in who are at all different levels. Some of them are actually already beyond 10K months, which is beautiful. And I shared the story the other day of the client coming in and making 270,000 in 90 days, right? So I think about it a little bit more like you get to define what 10K means for you. Maybe it's a 10K month, maybe it's a 10K week. Maybe you want to hit the frequency of consistent 10K days, right? So you really get to define what that means for you, because the material in there you can use to hit any financial target. All right. So this is our signature group coaching program. It is, oh, we have something for men coming out. So y'all bear with me because I know we got some men on this call, but I'm going to speak to the women first. So this program for female entrepreneurs and sales professionals ready to ascend. There is a beautiful, really, really powerful on-demand training suite that you get access to immediately upon enrollment. It's probably, I was thinking about it, it's probably hundreds of hours that you have available. I don't know, Kat, I know you're in there like every day when you count in the group coaching calls, because you can watch them back for like years. It's probably literally hundreds of hours that you can watch in there. There's a full training suite on the 4 quadrants. So mindset rewiring, identity, vision. We've got a beautiful vision boarding workshop in there that members love. The magic of alignment, like how to align with whatever goal and identity you desire to have. Then there's a huge segment on money. So wealth consciousness, money, financial frequency, releasing money blocks, lots of content on masculine and feminine. There's training in there on, we talked yesterday briefly about feminine time mastery and how our energy cycles are different as women. And so how to align your schedule and your business activities with your energy cycles. And then there's a whole segment on method and on strategy as well. So many resources available. Kat is saying tools on, let's see, yeah, tools on actually how to, yes, there's scripts, there's tools, there's meditations, there's a sound bath, there's so many things. So you get all that immediately upon enrolling. We also have 2 monthly group calls. So twice a month, for 2 hours, we meet as a group. And so that's your time where I help you customize this. The team helps you customize this material. You can share what's going on for you. If it's a mindset thing, if it's a strategy thing, it's really beautiful. We'll sometimes bring in guest mentors too to those calls. We had someone a couple of months ago come in and teach like top-notch social media strategy, which is really fun. I think some of you were on for that, and that was really awesome. We have a beautiful, vibrant community, a Facebook community of women ascending and supporting and up-leveling each other. You also get an event ticket. So next week, we are hosting our last live event of the year. It's here in Portland, Maine. There will be another next year, but I will just say for anyone who's getting involved this week, if you can make it to Maine next week, you got a ticket. Now, we do sell these tickets a la carte. So if you're interested in an a la carte ticket, you can message my team, but the ticket is included with the 10K Club. And it's going to be a 2-day immersive deep dive into the quantum leap factors. So all things masculine and feminine energy. There's a beautiful experience we have planned for everyone on day one, a lot of strategy time with me, a lot of coaching for me as well. So you get that included. That's a $3,000 ticket. You get that included in your program. Again, if you're enrolling now and next week doesn't work, I understand. It's kind of a quick turnaround. All good. You can use your ticket for next year. That's totally fine too. So we have that. We also have rolled out some special components of the program. One is for those of you in corporate, who in here is in corporate sales? I know some of you are. We have a monthly corporate sales mastermind that Laura leads. So you all heard Laura speak on Tuesday. We put that in place because we wanted to have a special group for women in corporate who could talk about quotas. And here's how I'm talking to my boss. And here, like, I'm not in that world anymore. I remember it. I did it. I'm just not in that world anymore. And I wanted to make a special place for women who are ascending in corporate. So we have that. None of you know this because we just decided today, but we are also going to be launching twice monthly application sessions that Laura will hold where we go deeper into the 4 quadrants. So money, and that's for everyone. So those of you who are existing members, you'll get access to that as well, which will be really, really fun. We just wanted to create space for you to be able to go deeper into everything. We are putting the finishing touches on a beautiful workbook that you will receive as part of your program. So all existing members will get that too. So you'll get that shipped in the mail, but then for new clients as well, you'll get that. It is a phenomenal program. Am I missing anything? I think I think I got it. Kat, if you can pop the link in the chat for 10K Club, that would be phenomenal. Thank you. For the men in the house, let me speak to that briefly because I know we have some men on the call. And the women on the call also have men in their life who they care about. So this is something we're very excited about. Um, when I launched She Sells several years ago, I had seen a need and a gap for women specifically to have business, sales, growth coaching that spoke to them in their language. I came from a super male dominated field. I had started studying under female mentors and I was like, holy crap, this is totally different. And it works so well. Like it transformed my life. So I wanted to create something specifically for women. And with that said, it's funny, I'd actually coached more men than women previously. And we've always had this very special group of men in the community who are like, when are you going to launch He Sells? And I love that because I love my men and I believe in inclusivity. And I do believe that this material is really universal. I really do. So we've had enough men ask about group coaching. We are going to be launching another brand next year that's not female specific. But in the meantime, we are launching a 10K club for men. So we looked at, okay, do we integrate the current calls? How do we do this? And we felt like, women came into the program kind of with that intention of, I've got a space where it's like, it's me and my other women, right? And we wanted to really honor that. But we are launching a 10K club for men. You get the full training suite, the full program access. We're bringing in a male coach to hold the sessions. So I will be on some of them as well, but we're bringing in a male coach. It's men only on the call because it is different energy. It is different. It's a different conversation. And we really wanted to create something to support the men in the community as well. So if any of you are interested in that, have questions on that, contact your success advisor and they can help. But that is officially available as of today, which we're really, really excited about just to continue expanding and supporting and serving more and more people around the world. And then the other opportunity to get involved is my high level mastermind. So this community, this mastermind is a lot of intimate access to me. It is a beautiful program. This is for women who are already at the 6-figure level or 10K month. So either one is fine. But it's an elevated group. It's an elevated conversation. You get the full 10K club. You also get additional 2 calls a month with me. So group calls with the mastermind. And then we have a group Marco Polo channel as well, where we connect between calls. You can share, hey, here's what's going on for me. I'm in there daily, checking on people, seeing how everyone's doing, sharing, right? Sharing information. So it's a much higher level of access and it's a higher frequency. So in that group, the women are going for really big things in the world and they're manifesting it and it's beautiful. So these women are typically going for at least multi-6, if not 7 figures and beyond. They are going for the big stages. They're launching companies. They're writing books. They're doing amazing things. And so this group is a very special group. It's more intimate. Again, it's a much higher level of access, and I'm pouring my energy in there throughout the week and between calls as well. They also, in the mastermind, you get 2 event tickets. So you get an additional event experience every year as well. And then, Kat, if you can pop the link for the 50K club in there too. So we'll have the program links here in the chat. The specials, who wants to hear about specials and enrollment bonuses that we're doing this week? Because they are good. I'm excited about these. So we have 2 things available for those of you who are enrolling this week. So one is for those of you who take action today. So it is a today only. I have put together a very special, it's actually going to be a paid workshop. So for the general public, they will pay for this, but you will get this included. The Art of Quantum Leaping. It's going to be a 2-hour workshop. I'm going to hold it in early November. And it's going to be a deep dive intensive into exactly what it sounds like, the art of quantum leaping. So I'm going to help you think way bigger about what you desire, connect with it energetically, and then the how will start to unfold from there during the workshop. And I'll work with you on that piece too. But I think it's going to be a really beautiful gift to give yourself, especially before end of year, to be able to just ascend and accomplish more than you thought was possible this year, and then also go into 2025 with a whole different level. So, kind of thinking about what is it that I'm thinking has to be a 2025 thing, and why not let it be 2024, right? Whatever that is, if it's a dollar amount, if it's a stage you want to speak on, experience you want to have. So that will be for those of you who are making a decision today. Abby, you already enrolled. You'll get everything I'm talking about today. So since you already enrolled, you're going to get all of this. But for anyone else who moves into one of the programs today, you will receive that. So, and then tomorrow, so that goes away today. Tomorrow, for anyone who enrolls by tomorrow, we are also hosting a special goal setting workshop. That's going to be in October. And that's going to be to give everyone who's getting started in this material like a leg up, like get started strong with extra energy. So it's going to be a private goal setting workshop, and I'll be leading it. And we're going to be masterminding on your goals. I'm going to share with you about how I set and achieve really big goals. I'll work with you on your goals. We'll probably do a worksheet to help support you in that, to help you really connect with higher level goals as well. And that's going to be held in October. So if you enroll today, you'll get both of those. And then if you enroll by tomorrow, you'll get one. You'll get the goal setting workshop. So do we have questions on any of that? I know it was like a lot. I hope I explained it well. Pop them in the chat, or you can even raise your hand if you have questions on the programs or on the enrollments, or on good. Jill, go ahead. Yeah.
It's easier sometimes for me to talk than to write things out.
Same.
So
I know I send people really long voice notes. Go ahead.
yeah. As you know, I've been following you for a little bit, and
Yeah.
and I'm just finishing up, or I finished up the adult chair certification, as some other people on this call. Yet I don't have a like I'm just figuring out my niche. Like I have just in the last week, like that's what I've been working on. That's why I've just been showing in my mindset. Like I know I'm in my way. When I look at your 10K description, you know, I am building from the ground up essentially if I'm in this place. So I'm wondering about timing.
Yeah, yeah. So here's what I'll say is when I first launched the program, I was like, it's probably like I first launched it really for women who were a little more established. What I have seen is women coming in at all levels, whether it's they've already got something established that they want to grow and scale, or they don't know yet, they're kind of in that in between phase. The clarity that they get from the material, both, I think one of the biggest things that's going to happen for you, Jill, is even the inner work to help you really connect with your vision, your goals, and then who you get to be to call those things in. You're going to get so much clarity from that. The niche is going to unfold much faster. The programs are going to unfold. And then that's also where on the group strategy calls, I can help you with that. I actually love, hold on, you just moved on my screen. I was working with a private client on that today who's building from the ground up something brand new. And that's a ton of my background is like,
okay. So I know that, I mean, I've
yeah,
gathered that about you, but on
right.
the page, it's a little more deterring from that. So I just wanted to,
I know I need to update the
I just
copy
wanted to make
page.
sure because I had gotten a different
Yeah,
sense. So I
all
wanted to
good.
just double
Yeah.
check. So thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I need to update the copy on the page. And part of it too, like we built the page and it's so beautiful and I love it. And I had a designer make it fancy. And there's parts of it where I'm like, I don't know how to update it now. But one of the things that has changed even since we wrote, it's like there's more in there now. So what it says for the modules, that was actually even before we put together all the 4 quadrants training. So everything that's on the page is there and there's so much more. So it's just been one of those things where we're like, we're moving so fast that
Completely. You've
at some
collapsed
point I'll
time.
update
So how would you
it.
ever be caught up? So no, I
Yeah.
get it. I get
Yeah.
it.
But
Thank you.
yeah, great question. Absolutely. Shanna, go ahead.
I don't have a lot of words for the experience I've had so far with being on this call with everybody. Um, what I'm finding is some really big blocks coming up about this, and like I want to throw up right now.
Ooh,
I
okay.
know. So I've I live in Utah, the Mecca capital of network marketing, and I've been approached and ran to the ground, and I think I filed 3 or so BKs because of all of it.
Mhm.
And like this, the price tag is I'm sitting with that. It's a lot of zeros, but yet there's something that's really resonating.
Mhm.
I have not had a tribe of women to support like this tribe does.
Mhm.
And so it's new. Um, I'm wondering if there's something that you, Elise, can help me with at this time
Mhm. Yeah.
to
So the
move
first
forward.
thing, yeah, absolutely. The first thing I would say is, have you booked a call with Kat yet? I think she's your success advisor. Have you booked a call with her?
We're currently texting.
Awesome. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So book a time to chat because that'll be a beautiful time to go one-on-one. Um, what would you love? What is your vision? What is your goal? What are you looking to accomplish?
Today, tomorrow, next year.
Give me big picture right now.
Uh, so debt free by the end of 2025
Okay. Hmm.
and on the stage,
Okay.
guesting on podcasts, just a top notch coach.
Awesome. Awesome. How much money do you want to make?
Minimum 100K
Okay.
a year.
Hmm. Okay. So here's what I would say. And there's something even just in like how you speak, right? So when I work with clients, I listen to how you talk. So can I speak to you the way I would a coaching client?
Yes,
Is that
please.
okay? Awesome. Okay. So does the woman who makes 100K a year at least minimum, does she say, "Ooh, that's a lot of zeros"?
No.
What does she say?
Well, of course, there's a lot of zeros.
Yeah. And I would have you thinking about a lot more zeros.
Mm,
I don't think that's a lot of, I don't, so 10K Club is a $10,000 program. You can do a payment plan of 1,000 a month. You can do 10K paid in full.
right.
The woman who does that, so this is, again, this is thinking from the end. She's like, that's a steal, right?
Mm,
So it's a different perspective. And so one of the things that I do with my clients and that I want to encourage you to play with is when we're looking to ascend to a different financial level, we have to notice, where is my current threshold? Where's my current paradigm in terms of what I think is big or small? So when I first, I don't know, I think probably my first coaching investment was, I think I bought like a, I bought like a $7 program, and then I bought like a 10K program a week after that was like the upsell from that. So that was probably my first in like coaching investment in myself. The first time I invested 6 figures in myself was when I really grew, because I had to say, I am a woman who is worthy of investing $100,000 in. Totally different, completely different transformation. Even just in you shifting the paradigm to say, okay, if you think it's big, it's going to be hard for you to make 6 figures.
mm-hmm.
It is. So this is the work, and this is what I would do with you on the calls, and you'll get it in the modules as well. But to help make 6 figures feel small, because you'll earn that when it feels small and normal to you. I think so. Watch the money training too, because we did a lot on this on day 2 with money. But money will come to you, whatever amount you want will come to you when it feels normal and natural. So this is the work for you right now, Shanna, is making that amount feel smaller. There's a lot of different ways we can do it. Oh my gosh. So I talked, let me hold on. I want to find like I want to get a good example for all of you. So I shared on Tuesday a little bit about the billionaire client I worked with recently. Brings in about 20 million a day. Like for most people, they would probably say they can't conceptualize it. He came from nothing, built from the ground up, right? That amount feels normal and natural. The first time I invested 6 figures in myself, it felt really big. Now it's not a big deal, right? Because I've hit that next frequency. So rule of thumb, invest 5 to 10% of what you want to make in coaching. All right. Whether that's with me, whether that's with whoever's resonating with you. I care about you work with someone who resonates with you. What I would pay attention to is the feeling of throwing up, the feeling of I want to throw up, right? There's something in you right now that's recognizing the growth opportunity. And that's like, oh, yeah. So Kat can work with you.
Okay.
Yeah. The butt clench. Yeah, Kat, it's the butt clench that get me wrong. It's like, oh yeah, this is butt clenching. That's how you know you're on the right track, is when you're taking action, it feels butt clenching. It's like, oh, am I really doing this? But the other piece I would ask is like, what's really speaking to you?
My 6K, Shanna, is what's speaking to me. And then I want to throw up.
Mhm.
And I really liked how you said the 6K, yeah, this 6 figures is small. Like to even hear that for the first time, it's just like relaxed. It's like calming.
It's not a big deal at all. 6 figures is not a big deal at all.
Hmm.
And I'll help you actually internalize that. So but the fact that your body is relaxing, your body knows that's truth. Your soul knows that's truth. It's the analytical mind that freaks out. All right. But you pay attention to what resonates in your body, what feels like truth, what feels good, what feels like, and that's the power of coaching, is having someone who can help you completely flip your perspective on its head. You can do that in a month if you want to. You can do that in a week if you want to. You're in coaching. You can do that in a day if you want to. If anyone else in your industry is doing it, you can. If I can do it, you can. No different.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Who else had a question? I know there were, let's see here. Karen is saying, I was scared about the investment last year too. It was the best decision. Awesome. It's a no-brainer for renewal. Beautiful. I don't think I could have had a 45K client without this program. I love it. I love it. And here's something I'll say too. Money comes after we decide. It comes after we decide. So I 10x'd my income after I invested in myself. I didn't wait to 10x my income and then say, okay, now I'll invest this. I did it afterwards because I had made a decision. One of my private coaching clients, when she invested 100K to work with me, she was like, this feels really butt clenching right now. By far, it was the biggest investment she'd ever made in herself. And the next month, she signed a 100K deal. Not a coincidence, right? Not a coincidence. Yeah. So, okay, let me see here. Yulia, similar to Shannon, but different. My block is time. Do you want to come off mute, Yulia? Does it work?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I just keep playing with it. I think time is what's keeping me. I have work, I have another coaching program, I have a lot of health things that need like immediate kind of attention. So it's like, am I stretching myself too thin, or am I doing a lot of things that not bringing me results right now?
So what's powerful about this, and again, as a coach, like I listen for how people talk. When you're speaking to me now, you're speaking to me from your analytical mind. The soul isn't in fear. The soul's not, time is actually completely made up. Okay. What I would ask you is, would you like to have an experience of more time and more spaciousness in your days?
Yes.
Would you like to heal the health things? Would you like to make more money?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You show up, you're in the program, you will have those experiences. We have people healing health things. I'm not going to like say anything specific, but there's someone on this call who I think a couple weeks in to the program healed a pretty long-standing health issue. People with autoimmune healings. I healed skin cancer with this work. Like, it's not just sales and business. It is. That's a lot of it. But your relationship with time will transform dramatically. Who in here has had that shift where it's like You went from being overwhelmed, feeling like there was never, because that's the conditioning, is that you have to be right. So if you're listening to other people saying that, and you have that belief that it's normal to be overwhelmed, or that like there's not enough time, then you're going to have that experience. I believe there's more than enough time for everything we need to get done. And I have that experience. There's always more than enough time. It's all self-concept. There's so, like I said earlier in this call, I do so much more now than I used to, but it's because I've shifted my self-concept. I feel like I have so much more time in the day. Time feels spacious. You can actually, time is non-linear. It's your perspective on it. So you can expand or collapse your experience of time depending on your perspective. And the other thing I'll say too is, it's kind of like, if you want to improve your health, you may have like a personal trainer, you may have a nutritionist, like you're going to have different people who help you. If you're in another coaching program, that's beautiful, right? And this is different, right? So I just look at like, what are my goals? Where do I want to grow? And I have different mentors for different areas because I believe that I'm worth having that level of support. Does that help?
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, absolutely. Kelsey, time bends for me now. Yeah, time is
Mhm.
totally nonlinear, but you got to know how to play with it. And it's fun. Like we go there. Cindy is saying, what is the cart close timeline? Yes. So it's for the enrollment bonuses. So for those enrolling today, you get the Art of Quantum Leaping workshop, which is happening in early November. And then for those who enroll by tomorrow, you don't get that anymore, but you still get the goal setting workshop that we're doing in October. If you enroll today, you get both of those. Does that help answer the question? Yeah. Let's see here. Jessica, I love the mirror concept. What you think mirrors back to you. Yes, everything in life is a mirror. Don't try to change something outside of you. Change what? Look at who you get to be, how you get to shift and evolve. And that's actually the gift. Like, I was a woman who did not love herself. I'll be so transparent with all of you. I was a woman who did not love herself, who was hypercritical, who was in self-doubt, who struggled with a lot of anxiety. It's like I didn't see myself for a long time. I don't know if you all can relate to that, but I would just constantly, I would talk negatively to myself, poor self-image, poor body image. And this work, like making way more money, has been so fun and beautiful. And I love it and I appreciate it. And what I will say is, now being able to stand in front of you and say, I am a woman who loves herself and I am there for myself and I am my own best friend and I advocate for myself. And I say this, if this triggers you, pay attention. I think I'm amazing. Not from an ego standpoint. I think all of you are amazing. We just don't see it. A lot of times you just don't see it. So this work has transformed not just money, but my life, because I'm a completely different woman. So if you are in there, you get in there, you will experience that too. And that is my heart, is helping each of you have that fullest expression of yourself, that version of you who is most expansive, most abundant, most impactful, where the end of your life, you can look back and you can say, damn, I did it right. Right? You'd be like, damn, I went for it. I'm so glad I didn't hold back. I'm so glad I played full out. Each of you has that within you. And so we're here to help you. We're here to help you. I know we're at time, so I want to honor that. So please connect with your success advisor, have a call. If you want to get in on the bonuses for today, there you can just enroll via the links, or you text your success advisor. They'll help you. Okay. Even if you don't have a call set, they'll help you. And we're so excited to help, to partner with and help many of you to ascend. We will meet back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's open coaching. It's our bonus drawing winners. I cannot wait to see all of you. We love you. We support you. We're here for you. Your desires are green lights. Trust that. I'll see you.